And this was actually from a JDM salvage yard that this one came from. And no stub axles, super rusty. Once you get all the oil and stuff, everything off of this thing, you're going to see how bad it really is. And the arm is left on it because it is seized to the cover. So that's going to be fun getting that apart.
You already have a toolbox there.
All right, I have the arm off. It took an act of Congress to do it. It's seized up inside the arm, this mount here, and the holes were all stripped out. So I ran a tap down there. I cleaned them up, and these are decent. But what's scaring me now is this. We have Honda Bond sealant all around this fill bolt, which tells me if this was seized, there's a good chance that this was seized, and this is what they did to, you know, keep it from leaking, and basically they glued the fill bolt in. I'll know more once I get this loose and see what's going on, but that's what it appears to me, is this cover is probably trashed. There was no stub axles in it, so it's highly contaminated inside as well. This came from a boneyard. It's core for a differential build. It's going to be a 430. It doesn't feel too terribly bad. There's an excessive amount of backlash. Neither here nor there. It doesn't really matter too much in the sense that, you know, we're going to be rebuilding it anyway, and all those parts are going to go bye-bye. But you know what? Let me go ahead and check this LSD. I haven't even done that yet. Stand by. All right, I got a stub axle here. We'll go ahead and put it in and see if this LSD turns. Yep, LSD is turning just fine. So we're not going to have any issues there. That's good. So, yeah, that's perfectly fine. So we do have a good LSD. No issues there. That's great. This rear end that's getting shipped out here, it's got a bolt in it. And the reason why that bolt's in there, so nothing inside this rear gets contaminated in shipping. Also, nothing leaks out of it, like, you know, assembly lube wise, why it's in shipping. And this is a track car, and track rules designate that this thing have a captured venting system, which is already on board the car that it's going into. So this is all it needs for traveling, is that plug. So this will be going in a box today to get shipped out, and this one is getting rebuilt as we speak. And let's find out what we're going to be, can of worms we're going to open up here. All right, there's our drain bolt. There's a pretty good amount of gunk on there. So not anything to be overly concerned with, unless that was like a recent oil change and it still looks like that. Then I would say, yeah, we got trouble. But who knows? Anyway, I did get this off. There's the Honda Bond. What I'm guessing is they were reusing a old gasket crush washer. Instead of putting on a proper crush washer, they gunked it up with Honda Bond and then put it together. Well, at least the threads are fine. There's nothing damaged here. I got good threads down below at the drain. So this cover is salvageable, and that's a good thing, because that's an expensive thing to have to replace, as you know, nothing's available, and when you do find it, they want crazy money for it. The client doesn't want this thing restored, so it's only going to look clean, but it's not going to. All right, this is the rusty one, and it's all cleaned up now. It's going to get ready to be reassembled. I've already put a new bearing in on the outer bearing here, new seal. The new gear set sitting over here to the side, to putting my solid steel sleeve. No restoration work being done here. It's, you know, this flange, I cleaned up the flange, cleaned up the mating surface, so everything's good there. The rear I treated, so it would look a little bit better. It would stop the rust, clean it up. This is an AP2 rear end. It was supposed to be an AP1, surprise. So it had an AP1 aluminum cover on it. It had an AP1 input flange on it, but it had an AP2 third member case on in the middle. So it's kind of a hybrid hodgepodge of somebody's junkyard find. So you got the new bearing pressed, or new bearing cup pressed on the inside here. So we're ready to go. I'm going to go ahead and set up the LSD and ring gear, get that all bounced out, and then we'll go next to the pinion and get that all set up and keep carrying on with it. Should come out pretty nice. Maybe not so pretty, but you know, fella says, yeah, it looks like a fine Gucci handbag. And I have to agree, you know, yeah, it looks pretty good. Yeah. We are all set to do the pretty much solid steel sleeve. Everything looks great. We got a great pattern on the ring gear. Just moving a little bit quicker than the video thing. I've been busy, so this one's going to be a short. Beautiful. All right, let's check that backlash. Beautiful. 3000s, balanced, consistent around the gear. Came out perfect. Beautiful pattern. Yeah. All right, now we got to deal with that crusty lid. I did clean this thing up quite a bit, believe it or not. This thing is crusty. But this is where I started cleaning everything up on it. Client doesn't need any of this thing done, but it just was driving me nuts, so I did at least that much of it anyway. I got to get some crush washers in here, clean up the bolts, and get the cover installed. But she is looking good. Okay, I'm putting this cover on, getting the Honda bonnet seal going, and check this out. I had mentioned this in a previous video. You can see that that's a staple. There was one I missed in that package, and there it is. So if you don't get them out of the package before you take the seal, they're definitely going to end up getting stuck inside that grease seal, and that's not going to be good if it gets into the mesh of those gears. So just be mindful of these things. All right, we're all finished up. I got the seals in it. No stub axles are going in this. It wasn't shipped with stub axles, so it's going to be shipped out without. This will be all covered up, so no contamination can get inside of it. Just wanted to show you guys that area that was all full of Honda bond and stuff. Threads are fine, everything looks good. I cleaned all this area up, cleaned the surface up so it's nice and flat. And we have our bolt here and our new crush washer that'll go into place. And everything is good that way. Cleaned out all these holes, ran a tap down them, and everything is good that way now. So the cover is good. You remember from the beginning of the video, we had a seized stud in here, and yeah, we're good to go now. So we're not any problems. Everything's perfect on it, so it's finished. Thanks for watching. Thanks for tuning in. We'll get the next one on the bench here shortly. And yeah, not the prettiest, but inside is super nice. See ya.